Hey guys, what's happening? Thanks very much for joining me again. Apologies that I haven't been around the last few weeks. Things kind of went a bit off the rails just before Christmas there, so had to scramble and wasn't the way I wanted to certainly leave things, and definitely didn't want to leave it as long as I have to come back to you and do another video. But wanted to get this one out because there's been a few things that have been happening over the last week. CES has just happened, and with regards to like the home arcade one up made a few announcements that I thought were really cool, so wanted to sort of chat them out with yourself. So if we jump over to their page, we can sort of see the announcements that they made. So if we're looking at these four up here, now there is actually a fifth one which we'll go into in a minute. Apologies, I'm still not 100%, but yeah, these are three new legacy cabinets, and then the start of their Pro Series. So I thought the first three, the new legacy ones, were really cool. Now these aren't reskinned versions of the ones that we have previously. These are like they're calling them Wave Two legacy cabinets. So I thought they were really cool. So I wanted to sort of go into each one of them one by one, sort of talk through them, and then give a wee opinion at the end. You know what I think of them. So the first one up, the Atari Legacy. This one looks absolutely gorgeous, based on Centipede, which is a fantastic Atari game. All of these new legacy machines are going to have 14 games packed into them, which is two more than the last one if you're keeping count, which had 12. I love the look of this cabinet. See if I can bring it up where you can actually see the control deck. You can sort of see it a wee bit there. Come on, a wee bit closer. There. We have the old volcano buttons. I think that's such a nice wee touch to have them in there. Of course, we see over here we have a live button. Now these are going to be for live leaderboards and things like this with regards to this particular cabinet. So yeah, 14, 14 games on it. We have the molded coin door, of course, which they're now putting onto each of the new cabinets. So where's the list of the 14 games? Here we are. So we have Centipede, Millipede, Asteroids Deluxe, Major Havoc, Missile Command, Akira R, Crystal Castle, Tempest, Gravatar, Liberator, Space Duel, Super Breakout, and Lunar Lander. So it seems to be a combination of the previous Legacy cabinet plus the older Atari 12 and 1 that came out a while back, which brings us nicely up to 14. So this is really cool. Now, in regards to whether I would pick it up, I don't think I would get it at full price. The main reason is it doesn't tug on my nostalgic heartstrings like some of the other ones do. I never played. I've played all of these games, all of these Atari games, but they've all been at home Atari consoles. I've never played them on arcade machines, so they don't do it for me the way the other arcade games that I have do. I think if this came up in a sale, yeah, I would definitely pick it up. Just not at full price, but I think it's a beautiful looking cabinet. We've got the light up marquee, the molded coin door, the normal riser with a bit of artwork on the side of it. I think the form factor for this Atari one looks brilliant, all straight edges and everything like that. I think it's for anyone who's into those kind of the older generation of games. Absolutely, this is a belter for you. Moving on, we've got the Namco Legacy one. Sorry about that. So this is all themed as Pac-Mania, which is a fantastic game. I love the artwork on the side. I think it's absolutely cracker. Again, if we just jump in a wee bit further, there's the there's the deck, which is all pixelated and everything. Like now, remember these are all renders. Whether they'll smooth these out, I don't know. I think it looks a bit rubbish, to be perfectly honest with you. Just having that background and then this. Yeah, I don't know about that one at all. Um, Again, the game lineup is fantastic. If we jump down, we can see we've got the 14 again. So we've got Pac-Mania, of course, Pac-Man, Pac-and-Pal, Super Pac-Man, Pac-Man Plus, Pac-Man, Pac-Land, Galaga Galaxian, Galaga 88, oh, brilliant, Mappy, Dig Dug 2, Rompers, and Rolling Thunder. So again, it seems to be a combination of the previous Legacy cabinet plus the games that were included on some of the countercades, which is why we're getting in things like Rolling Thunder. Oh, excuse me. And Galaga 88 is a great addition to this. And again, we all have they have the live button there, so we have the live leaderboards, everything like that, which is a fantastic addition to these cabinets. Everybody is wanting the online connectivity, not just for the leaderboards, but for ease of getting updates out, firmware updates. Previously, you would have to go to their website, download it onto a flash drive, and then open the back of the cabinet where there is a slot for a memory card or a USB, depending on the version that you have. So this makes things a lot easier. Now, would I pick this up? This has been a difficult one for me because I really like Pac-Mania. Again, this is one that really takes me back to my childhood. Like, I think a lot of people my age, when we talk about arcades and arcade machines, we can list off our favorite arcade machines, and then we can tell you exactly where they were, what store, what arcade, that kind of thing. This was in a little takeaway. It was the one that my parents would have taken me to when I was younger. Sent me in to get the food, place the order, and then with like 20p from the change, I would have sat and played Pac-Mania until it was ready. So I've got a great love for this game. Would I pick it up? I go back and forth. At the moment, I would say no, just because I've only just picked up the previous Legacy one, and I'm happy with it. I think the addition of the leaderboards is great, but I don't think it's enough for me to replace the one I've just got. Finally, we have the Mortal Kombat Midway 30th Anniversary Edition, which, just look at that cabinet. That is absolutely beautiful. Obviously missing Johnny Cage on the side of it, but that's for licensing reasons, and we'll not get into that because that's just a absolute minefield. Um, this is the cabinet that, out of the three, I think I'm going to be picking it up. No questions asked. Once that pre-order option comes in, I will be putting my name down for this. Again, 14 games, live functionality with Mortal Kombat, of course. Then you have live head-to-head with other players out there, the same as they did with Big Blue. This is going to be fantastic. The issues with the previous Legacy cabinet of they're all gone. Like, I say all gone. Let me see. Get a better view here. We have a lovely big slant to where the monitor recesses, so none of the field of view issues being caused by these massive the big massive wings, which would have come out to about here in the previous one, I reckon. We've actually got a wee slant on the control panel, kind of similar to Big Blue, which is absolutely lovely. If we jump back, you can see the renders for the deck at the moment, which is just oozing nostalgia. That's absolutely fantastic. I love the look of this. We've got our live button up here. We've got our headphone jack over here. Obviously, they are new additions because that kind of thing didn't exist back then. Yeah, the artwork is fantastic on this machine. The live functionality, it's been working so well with Big Blue. Adding this to a Mortal Kombat machine, yes, absolutely. Going down here, we'll take a look at the 14 games. So yes, 14 titles. We have Mortal Kombat, we have Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Tube and Rampage, Joust, Wizard of Wars, Gauntlet, Root Beer Tapper, Defender, Bubbles, Paperboy, and Clax. That's a hell of a lineup. Although I am a bit disappointed that they included Paperboy, because we had like John D himself only a month, 2 months ago on a live show saying, yeah, we shouldn't have included Paperboy in the last uh, Legacy Edition. The control scheme didn't work. It's still there. It hasn't gone away, you know. I'm apprehensive about that game. If they've done nothing to it and they release it as it was on the previous cabinet, we'll be back here once this is released and it'll be another talking point. Why did they include that? Was it just to get 14 games on it and get and justify a price rise? I hope they've done some work to that to make Paperboy work with the control scheme, because Paperboy can work with the joystick. I had it for the Commodore 64. It worked perfectly fine. It can be done. You need to work on it. But anyway, yes, this is definitely a beautiful looking cabinet. It would make me pack up my Mortal Kombat one behind me there. So it's only got the three games on it. And it's a fantastic cabinet. I love sitting down and playing it. The addition of the live functionality, being able to go up against other players in the community, yeah, that's going to be fun. If it works the same way that it does with Big Blue at the moment, that's a no-brainer. I absolutely think this'll knock it out of the park. The other announcements that Arcade 1UP came out with were the launch of a new series of arcade machines. So this is what they're calling their Pro series. Now these are... Where's the previous ones? If we take a wee look here, so see one sitting on a riser. The machine itself is about 4 foot, and then you can add sort of a foot and a bit with the riser here. These Pro cabinets are full one-to-one cabinets, so you're talking at about 5'7", I believe, is about right on these ones. So you're adding a bit to what you've currently got if you're sitting with your Arcade 1UP on a riser. They are deeper, of course. They are wider because that's a 19-inch monitor in there rather than the 17-inch that is normally on the Arcade 1UPs. The control panel, if we can get into it, with the Killer Instinct one anyway, these are running on SusaHap components, so better quality stuff in there. I was hoping I could get a better picture of the control panel. I am assuming this is going to have live functionality. I just can't see the button. It would have to. You would have to have the Killer Instinct in here with live. It's just not... I don't believe it's called out anywhere. Oh no, sorry. There it is. It's just I can't see it on the deck. But yeah, 67 and a half inches tall. Fucking Imperial. So that's about 171.5 centimeters for the rest of the world. Yes, so here we see the SusaHap joysticks and buttons, the lip marquee, obviously, the deck protector, molded coin door, the metal T-molding, which I kind of like the look of. I think that's a lovely wee touch. The molded chrome door, I'm assuming it's going to be slightly bigger than the ones that we get on the normal Arcade 1UP ups at the moment. But yeah, I'm really digging the look of these these new cabinets. We're expecting them to come in at around $1,000 or about £700. Now I say that because of a kind of a leak, I guess, that came out over here of all places in the UK rather than in the States. But I'll come to that in a few minutes. So the one that we're sort of seeing at the moment, um, this is showing you as a pack. So you've actually got an upgraded stool with a back rest on it. You've got a mat, which is weird, and you've got a tin sign, which looks huge. Is that the right size for it? Yeah, 18 by 24. Jeez. So yeah, on the machine, we get the ones that we had on the previous, the really just released Killer Instinct machine. So you've got Killer Instinct 1 and 2, the Battletoads arcade, and then the 8-bit and 16-bit versions of the Battletoads game as well. Yeah, this is going to be a difficult one to pass up. I love arcade fighting games. Killer Instinct I was never that good at, but I really enjoyed playing it. Hmm. I think if the price was right, then yes, I would probably pick this one up. The final one that I wanted to talk about today, it actually came from our old friends over at Liberty Games. So, browsing through the sites one night, as I normally do, and as I've mentioned in the previous ones, I always just check up here to see if a new product has been added. And that night, the number changed from 34 to 35, so went looking, and this appeared. The Arcade 1-Up Golden Tee Pro Edition. Now, this had been rumoured and potentially leaked with a few screens, but there was no real specifications or anything like that out about it as yet. So I actually emailed P-Dub's Arcade Loft. He usually does like a load of excuse me, he would do a load of videos on the new announcements and things like that, and he did ones on the latest Legacy cabinets and stuff. But no, he's a big fan of Golden Tee, and because I didn't see anything on his channel about it, I was like, has anything come out over in the States about this? So fired him a wee email, and he actually did a wee video on it and gave me a shout out, which is fantastic. I've been doing this YouTube thing for what, on and off 5-6 years. That's my highest achievement thus far. I was dead chuffed when I went onto his channel, clicked on the video, and it was my information that allowed him to make something. That's really cool. Now, going back to the cabinet. So this is a pro edition of the Golden Tee cabinets. So if you've been following stuff with Golden Tee, they kind of did a last, get rid of all their stock a couple of months back, stuff that had been found, stuff that they were able to still put together, and they did say that that was going to be the last of their Golden Tee cabinets that they were going to create and sell. So that kind of sparked rumors that they were going to make a pro line, which here it is, and there is our 699, that amount that I pulled out earlier on. So this is what we're thinking that it's going to be with regards to the pro line, especially over in the UK, which kind of translates at about $1,000, which is sort of on the range that they were thinking of over there for the pro line. I really like the way this machine looks, very similar to the way I like with the forgotten his name. Killer Instinct still up there. I'm sorry, just having a really bad night. And yes, we've got the live functionality, which you can kind of see in the corner just over at the right hand side. The control scheme looks very similar to how that we had it on the previous cabinets. There looks to be a headphone jack in there as well. Now, if we jump down to the games list, so we're going to 8 games, up to 4 players. We have the original Golden Tee, we've got Golden Tee 2K, 97, 98, 99, and then we have 2 bowling games, Strata Bowling, Shuffle Shot, and World Class Bowling. Now, from what I understand, the 2 bowling games on here aren't the first choice when it comes to kind of bowling games, but they are very cool. Now, I don't think I would go for Shuffle Shot, which seems to be a shuffleboard game. Don't think I would play that too often. But the bowling games, yeah, absolutely. This is going to be another one of those. It's hard for me to make a decision on this one because I think it would be really cool for like a party atmosphere. I think people would gravitate towards this machine, and yeah, you can have up to 4 players playing on the machine. Have a quick run around the back 9, something like that, or like a game of bowling. I think this could be really cool, and yeah, the guys at Liberty Games are hoping to have this in for February, which is really soon. I wasn't expecting anything that came out of CES's announcements to be that soon. This is really cool, and I will have to consider. I'm not sure I like that light up deck protector. I know the renders, but that just gonna go with no on that. If I do get it, I'm not turning that on. So yeah, in another month or so, we could be, ordering these, and I'm gonna have to make a decision. I do have room for a full size cabinet, not too many. Like the ones behind me, they sort of take up most of the room. If I was getting a full size one, it would hit the shelves above, but I can move things around. I can get maybe 1, maybe 2 of the full size ones in if I decide to go this route. So there we have it. Got 2 new lines of products coming out from Arcade 1UP, the new Legacy Edition machines, and then the launch of their Pro cabinets. So a lot of good things coming out of CES with regards to Arcade 1UP, and a lot of things to think about, especially from my point of view. I hope this video has given you a bit of insight into what's coming. I will, of course, be keeping an eye out on the UK side of things to see when these go up live for pre-order. Like the Golden Tee one is already up for Liberty Games. So if you are interested in this, jump over to their website. I'll leave a link in the description. Click the register for email updates. They will give you a shout whenever this comes into stock. To organize things with you. They will do you an absolute solid, especially if you're over in England, Wales. Like, that's $6.99 free delivery. That's not bad for a full size arcade cabinet when you're talking about like these full size machines going for 1,500 and above. No, this is really a really good a good buy if you're into these kind of machines. So yeah, thanks very much for. I'll jump myself back here. Jump myself back so you can actually see me again. Thanks very much for sticking with me on this. I know it was a bit of a longer one. There was a lot of information in there, but I hope you got something out of it. And like I say, I'll keep my eyes on around the UK sites to see when these other machines start going up for pre-order, and when they do, I will shout. Thanks very much for joining me, guys, and I will see you again. Bye for now.